Spurs go through, and I'm sure he'll fight his way back.
And checking out the New Orleans opening lineup. Jones at small forward with Zion holding down the 4. Trey Murphy out there with Murray. And it's Jordan in at the center position. And for the Pistons, Harris and Duran together in the middle. Kate Cunningham out there with Duncan Robinson. And it's Thompson in at the small forward. Grant, as the season draws to a close, most individual player stats are becoming more solidified.
And that can affect players' mentalities, B.A., since certain numbers may bring bonuses or trade interests. Meanwhile, winning still has to be job number one.
Now here's Cunningham. Goes up at the stripe, connects, the jumper drops.
Not an easy shot at all. Cunningham seems to have it early on in his NBA career.
Pass to Jordan. Blocked! Duran against Jordan. Duran with a screen on Murray. Cunningham outside. Williamson against Harris. Just 5 to shoot. It's hauled in by New Orleans. About a minute played here so far in the first. Pass to Jordan. Now here's Williamson. 15 in his last outing. No good on the 3. On the wing, Thompson. Defended by Murray. There's Cunningham with the 3. Gets the 3 to fall. Cunningham's got 5.
Yeah, and Cunningham there, able to shoot with his feet set. That's one he knows he can hit.
Murray inside. He's watched by Cunningham. That one goes. Count it.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Now here's Cunningham. He's got 5. Harris right side. Outside Robinson. 4-3. Oh, clanks that one. He's 0 for 1 to start. The Pelicans have gone 1 for 3 so far. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, JB Bickerstaff had a few moments to share with me. We talked about how to play defense against DeJounte Murray. Coach said, well, DeJounte has made it no secret he plays better with the ball in his hands. So obviously we want to force him to give it up and act as more of a shooter whenever we can. That's easier said than done, but even if it happens a few times, that can change the game. Guys, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Allie. First one falls for him. And last season, the Pistons became the first team ever to triple their win total from the previous campaign.
Yeah, going from the worst record in the association in 2024 to a playoff team in 2025. And now they look to just keep on rising.
And Murray drops them both.
Well, you get a lot with Murray. Size in the backcourt. He plays at a high level on both ends. Very difficult matchup.
Thompson finds Harris. Uses the glass on the layup.
Bad idea leaving him open. He needs more defensive attention, not less.
Pass to Jones. Some nice passing by New Orleans here. And he throws it down. What a terrific lead pass.
You see the full strength and athleticism of Murphy on this jam.
Thompson, a screen on Murray. And here's Cunningham outside. That shot is off.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Murray with it. Hovering around 19.5 points a game. His scoring has been huge for them. Here's Duran. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Cunningham. The three from Thompson sinks it from distance.
Well, that sometimes is a tough area for Thompson, but he manages to get off a smooth shot.
Pelicans trail by 4. Murray deciding where to go with it. Williamson with a screen on Cunningham. Pass to Williamson. Count the basket.
Look, he's the kind of player that has you awake at 3 a.m. asking yourself, how do I stop that?
Now Cunningham, 5 points in the game. There's the triple. And it's Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Williamson. Fires the 3. The rebound by Detroit. They defeated Washington in their last game.
And I'll tell you, that was not an easy environment to play in. It was a hostile crowd on the road, but it didn't bother them at all.
Give a lot of credit to this coaching staff for preparing them for that kind of environment. They went in and just executed their game plan.
Now here's Murray. Jordan with a screen on Cunningham. That's tipped. Outside Murray. Oh, that doesn't go on the chance to tie. Detroit has gone just 2 for 6 from the arc here in the first. Back to Robinson. Duran with a screen on Jones. Robinson for 3. The Pelicans pull it in. Jordan's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Williamson outside. Williamson is doubled. Harris with it. He's picked up by Williamson. To the inside. Here's Duran. And the dunk by Duran.
How much power for Jalen Duran. Goodness.
And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
The shots are certainly falling for him here in the early stages.
And let's take a moment here to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Pistons.
I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
And also their pressure defense is paying dividends tonight, turning them over and getting out in the open floor and running.
An impressive young talent, and Murphy knows his role is to use that scorer's mentality.
Thompson, a screen on Williamson, and here's Harris outside. They get it again. Cunningham outside. Another shot. And he takes it up and lays it in. Cunningham's got 7 points.
Well, the physicality of the NBA takes some getting used to, but Cunningham is able to make those tough finishes.
When you think about the skill of Cade Cunningham, Grant, and his height, what a combination.
You know, B.A., whether it's scoring inside or seeing over the defense or just beasting on smaller guards, his 6'6" frame is certainly an advantage.
Here's Thompson, following the score by New Orleans. Harris passes to Robinson. Cunningham against Murray. Thompson outside. Lets the 3 fly, and the 3-pointer goes. He has 6.
Well, this is the next step for Thompson. He continues to work on developing into a reliable jump shooter.
So timeout called here, the first for New Orleans. Last time they met was in New Orleans.
And in their last game against this club, turnovers really were a problem for them.
Yeah, taking care of the ball has to be their #1 priority. But they also have to stay aggressive. You have to strike a good balance.
On defense, Detroit. 4-point game. Jones feels it out. Pass to Murray for 3. Knocks down the long J. And here's Cunningham. He's got 7. Harris outside. Detroit moving the ball around. Duran with a screen on Williamson. And there's the lob. Duran, no good.
And gearing up for the alley-oop, just couldn't finish the play.
Well, it's not easy to time that up. Just not quite in sync there.
Here's Queen. Yet to see a basket. Here's Murray. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
I don't know what happened there. About as easy an attempt as you could possibly ask for.
And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Well, Grant, Tobias Harris has been around the league. What's his best asset?
You know, I think it's his reliability and versatility. Harris is always on the floor, having led the NBA in games played multiple times. And he just gets the job done.
First free throw is good. And the new front office for New Orleans aiming to set a high standard, Stan.
Yeah, B.A., amidst some adversity with help, the Pelicans have to focus what's in their hands to control and leave no stone unturned in chasing greatness.
Sadiq Bey, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Fears comes in for Murray. And Harris drops them both. Well, you need a real big-time star to win in this league. And Grant, the Pistons have that in Cade Cunningham.
Oh my, B.A. It took until year 4 for him to really break through. Already a player who can impact the game in so many ways, but when his numbers go up across the board, that's doing something special.
Now here's Cunningham. 7 points in the game. Back to Duran. Robinson on the wing. 6 to shoot. Now here's Cunningham, guarded closely, and it falls for him. He's now 4 of 7 from the field.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
Back to Bey. Shoots over Thompson. Bey, good. Now here's Cunningham. 9 points in the game. Harris outside. Thompson scanning the floor to the paint. Here's Cunningham, and Cunningham throws it down.
Well, that's the kind of assertive play you want to see more of.
New Orleans calls timeout. And as we head into this break, the players have an opportunity to replenish their energy with Gatorade as they prepare to go into the final stages of this ballgame.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, not to mention over the course of a season, you have to stay hydrated. If you don't, it's amazing how much slower your body is to bounce back. It can have a serious effect on performance, no question.
Stewart, he's checked in for the Pistons. Herter comes in for Robinson. Pelicans trail by 5. Poole outside. Picked by Misi. Puts up a 3. And Poole with the 3.
You know, Poole has turned himself into a sharpshooter. Can hit from 3 at a very high clip.
Here's Cunningham. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Cunningham's got 13.
Well, when you have a guy scoring like he is, you redraw every play to be about getting him the ball.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, B.A. Cade Cunningham is leading the way for this Pistons team. Coach J.B. Bickerstaff said he shows belief in his teammates, and that's what leadership is. He's with you during the good and the bad. That gives the rest of his team more comfort and confidence. Back over to you.
Establishing the mindset. Allie, thanks very much for the report. Pelicans trail by 4. Poole outside. Pass to Queen. There's the 3. And Cunningham pulls it down. And the Pistons shooting an excellent 56% in this quarter. And there's the rejection. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. From 8 feet. Here's Queen. Let's go with a three. Not going to go that time. Harris on the wing. Poole against Herder. Pass to Duren. Cunningham outside. The three connects from downtown. 16 points for him.
Wow, Cunningham dialing it up from three-point range.
1:10 left to play in the first. Poole outside. Banked it in off the glass.
When Poole gets this close, he knows to go for it. He's not going to waste the chance at all.
Pass to Duren. Now here's Harris. Duren, the screen. Harris passes to Cunningham. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Fears. And it's Cunningham missing.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Here's Queen. No points so far. Gets the three to fall.
And this is what you love to see from Poole, showing a willingness to move the ball.
Cunningham outside. On the take. Elbow shot. And so it's Cade Cunningham making things happen for Detroit. He was dominant this quarter, scoring in bunches. More 2K action in just a moment. Good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen from Detroit, what do you guys think?
Well, it seems like they went in looking to do damage from long range, and they faced little resistance.
Yeah, and when you're hitting threes early, that opens up the floor and really helps your offense.
We've got Kevin Herder, Isaiah Stewart out there with Holland. Then it's Karis LeVert, and it's Jenkins in at the 1. That's the group for Detroit starting the second. Now here's LeVert. 14 points for him last game against Washington.
Terrific all-around effort. He did a great job of creating for himself and others. Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Bay from long range. Knocks down the long J. Bay's got his second basket on the night.
And what an assertive shot by Bay, putting down the answer.
Herder, a screen on Murray. Pass to Herder, puts up a deep three. Pelicans cleared away. Their last game, a win against the Clippers, looking to carry it into this one.
Great offensive game plan in that one. They put their guys in positions to succeed, and it really paid off.
That was the kind of win a coach takes pride in. You lay out the strategy, and the players execute perfectly.
Detroit has gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. Second quarter here, just over a minute and a half played. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Stand whether he's coming off the bench or starting. Karis LeVert has become a guy teams rely on.
Yeah, Brian, coaches love that about him. He can produce for you whenever you need him to. That readiness is a valuable trait in this league.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. And, Coach, we see more and more teams looking to push the pace. What took so long?
I don't know what took so long, B.A. I think what happens as coaches and as players, you realize that it's tough to score against the best defensive teams in the half court where their defense is set. And so if you can get the ball down the floor quickly and be on the attack before they are locked in, you got a much better chance to generate quality shots.
And the second free throw is good. Well, Grant, when Zion is doing what he does best, it changes everything for the Pels.
Yeah, he bends defenses and brings a force that few teams can answer. With him in rhythm, they're not just dangerous, they're different.
Here's Spears. No made baskets yet. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. LeVert outside. Outside Herter. The three ball. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Well, that's a shot the defense felt like they could live with, and it worked out for them that time.
Pass to Fears. Three-pointer. Jenkins with a rebound. The Pistons have gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter. Now LeVert. Stewart, a screen on Murray. It's Herter on the wing. Takes a three. The shot misses. For New Orleans, they've gotten 2 of 5 shots to fall this second quarter. Picked by Misi. Bay from long range. The putback. And another shot. And the layup is good.
Plays like that make a coach's life easy. Love the work rate he shows on the glass to get the score.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
Here comes the ball, Detroit. Hits the Piston dancer.
And some changes here for Detroit. Thompson, he's checked in for LeVert. Robinson comes in for Herter. And Cunningham subbed in for Jenkins. Zion Williamson is checked in for New Orleans. Outside Robinson. Cunningham is doubled. Stewart outside. And here's Thompson for three. And again, the Pistons missing. New Orleans has gone 2 of 6 from distance here in the second quarter. Here's Murray. Soft touch off the glass. Now it's a 4-point New Orleans lead.
Yeah, this has been an outstanding night for Murray. Consistent, efficient, doing it all at the offensive end.
Now here's Stewart. Still no points. Outside Robinson. Misses the three. The Pelicans lead by 4. Pass to Williamson.
I got him.
Now Murray. That one doesn't drop. Good D by Cunningham.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
Here's Holland. And the layup is good off the glass.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Outside Murray. Bay outside. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Robinson. Detroit has gone just 1 of 6 from the perimeter here in the second. Stewart outside, pass to Cunningham. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a 3-point play here.
Finishing strong. Cunningham is tenacious. Does not back down.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Harris has checked in for Holland.
Team foul.
One shot.
At the line for your Pistons. Cunningham. Cunningham. 1 shot.
And that one drops. So now they lead by 1 and stand the Pistons' J.B. Bickerstaff. the runner-up last season for Coach of the Year.
Well, yeah, instead it went to Kenny Atkinson, who replaced him in Cleveland. But B.A. talking about landing on your feet, Bickerstaff's showing again he can turn things around. Yeah, and Murray is getting in close, and he's rewarded with the foul call.
For the Pelicans, Murray, Dejounte Murray, 2 shots.
Free throw drops from Murray. A long-limbed 6'5" guard, Grant. Talk about what Dejounte Murray brings to the table.
Oh, man, defense, defense, defense. I mean, he's led the league in steals, B.A., and Murray is really good at disrupting the point of attack, making things hard on the opposing ball handler.
Both good from the line that time. And you have to love the two-way ability of Dejounte Murray, Coach.
Well, Brian, when you have someone that big and athletic in the backcourt, it's a huge advantage. Murray is also highly skilled. He is an impact player.
Harris finds Cunningham. 6 on the shot clock. The 15-footer. And it's Queen with a rebound. Queen's got 5 rebounds in the game. Pass to Jones. Now here's Murray, defended by Thompson. Murray against Thompson. Williamson outside. He's off on that one. Some solid defense from Stewart. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham going to work inside.
Big night for Cunningham. This is why he went first overall. Kate can take over a game.
New Orleans calls timeout. When you're a 6'8" pivot like Isaiah Stewart, you'd better have the strength to battle longer players.
Yeah, B.A., his game is all about power. Once he establishes position, it's hard to root him out of there. And man, he sets some teeth-rattling picks.
And Detroit making a change here. Duran's checked in. Bay, he's checked in for New Orleans. Williamson with it. And you look at his numbers, just over 21 a game. Outside Jones. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by Robinson. The Pistons leading. Cunningham outside. Shot clock at 6. It's hauled in by New Orleans. Here's Bay. 20 points for him last game against the Clippers.
Yeah, but it wasn't just the scoring. He had a bunch of assists, too, affecting the offense in so many ways.
Already 7 lead changes. These teams are really going after each other.
It's been a brutal game to play, but a fun one to watch. He is ferocious on alley-oops. With his good hands and wingspan, Duran makes for an easy target on the lob.
Now here's Bay. 5 points in the game. From deep. Rebound Detroit. Duran's got 6 rebounds now in the game. The Pistons have gone just 5 of 12 here in the second quarter. Drills it from deep. And it's a 4-point Pistons lead.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Outside Murray. The shot that time, not on target. Good D by Cunningham. Thompson with it. Checked by Murray. The teardrop for 3. Robinson. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 3rd assist of the night.
Backing up that last 3 with another 3. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
Now here's Murray. 16 points for him. That one goes in.
Scoring well this quarter, picking up steam as he goes.
Thompson outside. Back to Cunningham. Cunningham making moves inside.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Williamson outside. Pass to Murray. Lays it up and banks it in. Murray's got 11 points in the quarter.
Well, even though they're struggling, his solo efforts on offense have really been something.
Thompson outside. Duren with a screen on Murray. Cunningham passes to Duren. Over Williamson. And Duren with the basket. On the assist by Cunningham. Duren's got 6 points.
They're going to work inside. I like how confident Jalen is from this area.
Boom! He jams it straight down.
A strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant. Outside Robinson. Thompson outside. And here's Harris outside. Hits the trifecta. He's got 7.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
Williamson outside. Pass to Murray. Shoots from the line. That's good. And it's Williamson with the assist.
Knowing his team needs a lift, he's putting them on his back.
Williamson with it. Now guarded by Duren. Kicks it out to Williamson. Back to Bay. Fires the 3. Hits a three-pointer. And now just a 3-point Detroit lead.
Well, Bay knows his team needs this from him, and he's just finding ways to get productive at the arc.
Harris down low. Bay's there. And he lobs it up top. And the dump by Duren.
Well, as a lob partner, Duren's exactly what you want. He really goes and gets it.
Pass to Murray. Picked by Williamson. The 3 is up. Thompson pulls it in. And so Thompson will bring it up for Detroit. Leading by 5. Looking ahead, they've got the Warriors coming to town for their next game. It'll be game number 2 in their 5-game homestand. Now Murray. He's got 22. Pass to Williamson. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. That one on Duren.
Well, Zion is such a problem for any defense. You can't help but use a foul to try and slow him down.
Williams, 2 shots.
First one falls.
They've been impeccable from the line here in the second period, doing what they can to try to build some momentum.
For New Orleans, Jordan comes in for Bay. And it's Fears in for DeJounte Murray. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
Yeah, you have to really appreciate Williamson's fire and tenacity on the court. Players like him get everyone to increase their intensity.
Now here's Cunningham. Give him 23. Man, is Cunningham talented.
The defense kind of opened up for him, and he took full advantage.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this.
Get ready for some hierarchy and amazing stats with your rocket mind.
Come one, come all. The 2K halftime is here, and so's our breakdown of the upcoming schedule. Let's check it out. And let's do something we never, ever, ever do, and that's go off topic.
What topic?
So we don't have a topic, Shaq?
Isn't that a topic? Being off topic?
Well, that was more no topic than off topic, but that's all the time we have for this topic, thankfully. And weaving back to the first half of our game, Cade Cunningham showing out.
You like how he's attacking on the interior, going after those high-quality looks. I mean, they tried to hassle him defensively, but to no avail.
Yeah, many of his points came in heavy traffic, something he better get used to. And that'll do it for us. Thanks for stopping by. We'll head back down to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the third quarter.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. You look at Cade Cunningham in this game. He has been everywhere.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
So for the Pelicans right now, Jones at small forward with Zion holding down the 4. Trey Murphy out there with Murray. And it's Jordan in at the 5. Jordan with a screen on Cunningham. Here's Murray. Cash money. Out of his 14 attempts, he's drained 9 of them.
Well, if Murray can get that close to the hoop, he's going to make sure he converts.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thank you, guys. The Pistons are improving on both ends, but particularly on defense. Cade Cunningham said, everybody is stepping up on that end and taking the challenge to guard. We have a good system that allows us all to play our strengths. We're still hungry, though. We're not satisfied at all. Brian, back to you.
More to prove. Okay, Allie, thanks for the report.
Well, you watch Murphy. He has a great-looking shot. It's effective, too.
Left side, Robinson. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. The Pelicans trailed. A little over a minute gone here in the second half. To the middle. And a strong finish with 2 hands. These teams just keep trading the lead.
Yeah, you wonder what it's going to take for someone to pull away.
Harris outside. Duran with a screen on Murray. Here's Cunningham. Releases from the wing and drills it. Cunningham's got 27.
And the patience of Cunningham. Working in the pick and roll always seems to be...
Oh, wow! What a play!
That was incredible. Well, we'll never get tired of those dunks from Zion.
Well, Grant, how do you slow down Zion Williamson?
Oh, glad I didn't have to, B.A. Obviously, you've got to play him for the drive and keep him in front of you. And when he gets anywhere near the paint, you have to bring the help.
It has been special watching Zion since he came into the league, hasn't it, Stan?
Look, B.A., I'll tell you this. Zion is unique in the way he plays the game. Not many guys are even capable of doing the things he does. Players like him don't come around often.
And the three-pointer goes.
You know, Cunningham is a guy who's always scanning the floor, looking to set up his guys.
Cunningham against Murray. Down low. Here's Jordan. And that one drops. Jordan's got his first basket.
And right now, that's 5 buckets in a row. Looking like a well-oiled machine coming out of the break.
Thompson passes to Harris. Back to Thompson. Detroit moving the ball around. Clock at 6. Pass to Duran. Shot is up. It's hauled in by New Orleans. Jordan's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Right around 3 minutes into this second half. And here's Williamson. Give him 8. Murray for 3. That one's in. Coming off a nice dish from Williamson. Williamson's got 3 assists in the game. Pistons trail by 4. Cunningham on the wing. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Thompson, no good. Here's New Orleans now. They're on a 15-5 run. Pass to Jordan. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. And now a 6-point New Orleans lead.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Queen, he's checked in for the Pelicans. And now it's time to take a look to see which point guards have been on fire shooting the ball since the All-Star break. DeJounte Murray is second.
It's really simple. As a point guard, it's your job to create good shots for others. These guys also are great at creating shots for themselves.
Well, it's often the big guys who have the highest field goal percentages. To get that kind of efficiency from your point guard is something special.
And here's Cunningham outside. And again, no good by Detroit.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
And they're dialed in offensively.
Sure are. Staying in attack mode and at the same time playing under control.
Williamson outside. On the wing, Murray. Duran with a rebound. Duran's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Pass to Harris. On the wing, Thompson. Outside Robinson. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
And they need his offense right now, but his shot is just not falling.
Outside Jones. On the wing, Murray. Williamson outside. No good with the triple. Pistons trail by 6. Here's Harris. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham. 9 points for Tobias Harris.
The grown man strength there from Harris, able to power his way for the finish.
Williamson passes to Queen. Pass to Jones. Williamson inside, pounded by Harris. Great open look there. Murray's got 30 points.
And when it comes to the 3, they've been really dialed in here in the second half.
Now Cunningham. Outside Robinson. Sinks it from distance. Robinson's got 9.
Robinson in the mix, coming right back.
Pass to Queen. And here's Murray. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. All right, a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Pelicans.
Well, you've got to like that they're not settling. They're attacking the defense on the drive and creating great looks.
Yeah, another thing they did well was feed the ball into the paint. They really utilized their size there tonight.
Well, it seems like every season, DeJounte Murray is out to make it his best year. That competitiveness is something you really appreciate.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Pistons trail by 7. Outside Robinson, pass to Harris. Detroit moving the ball around. Now here's Robinson. 9 points in the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Harris misses.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Williamson passes to Queen, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That's foul number 2 for him.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
Williamson looking around. Right side Murray. Gets an open look and hits it. Murray's got 13 in the second half.
Throughout the second half, they've achieved excellent efficiency on the offensive end.
Pass to Harris. Outside Robinson. Launches a 3. Counted from distance. Robinson's got 12 points.
Well, after dropping in 2 triples in the first half, he's now matched that mark here in the second half, and I wouldn't be surprised to see more of those.
The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
That's what we like to see from Murray. Go at them.
He's made all 5 of his attempts at the line.
At the line for the Pelicans, Murray. One shot.
Pistons trail by 9. Pass to Harris, and stolen by Williamson. Here's Murray. Here's Queen. His offense has been solid, scoring around 11.5 points a game. Murray, no good. And so it's Harris with it. He brings it up for Detroit. Outside Robinson. Oh, there's the alley. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. The Pistons have gotten 5 of 12 shots to drop in the third. Duren with the bucket.
And this is where Duren is most comfortable operating from. He focuses on taking high percentage shots.
On the wing, Murray. The 3 ball. Duren with the rebound. Duren's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Pass to Jenkins. Duren, the screen. The 3 is up. Knocks it down from distance. And now just a 4-point New Orleans lead.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
Here's Queen, outside Murray. Here's Queen, back to Murray. 6 to shoot. And they pick up 2. Murray's got 40 points.
Well, they wouldn't be in the position they're in without his contribution. He has tormented this defense tonight.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. For the Pistons, Stewart, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. Karis LeVert comes in for Thompson. And Herter's subbed in for Robinson. Pistons trail by 6. LeVert passes to Stewart. It's Herter on the wing. No points yet. He shoots it. And Bay pulls it down.
I'm not sure how he's going to explain that shot later.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you'd be taking a seat. Now, unfortunately, it seems like we see too many ill-advised shots.
The Pistons have gotten 7 of 15 shots to hit in the second half. Pass to LeVert. Now Stewart.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Detroit moving the ball around. Drains the triple. Stewart's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Picked by Misi. To the inside. Howard down after the assist led him to the lane.
You know, I think Murray is at his best when he's unselfish, looking to create for others.
Pass to LeVert. Duran with a screen on Bay. To the middle. And Duran with the basket on the assist from LeVert. Duran's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They're really looking to that inside game here in the second half, getting away from taking a bunch of threes.
1:03 left in the third quarter. Murray for 3. The rebound by Stewart. Pistons trail by 3. Outside Herter. Pass to Stewart. Over Murray. Hits the rim on the way in, and the bucket is good. Stewart's got 5 now.
Well, this is where Stewart should look to score. He can be very effective down low.
Here's Fears. Herter defending. Fears' shot is off.
Yeah, loose coverage by the defense, but he just couldn't make them pay.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Jenkins. He's got 6. And he lobs it up top. Outside Herter. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. Here's Queen. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's DeJounte Murray making things happen for New Orleans. Hit a couple from downtown this quarter. We'll be right back after this word. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
Well, his height gives him the ability to see the floor, and he makes a quick decision and a great pass.
That's right, fans.
3 tense quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the 4th. Karis LeVert is out there with Holland. Then there's Cunningham. Then it's Isaiah Stewart. And it's Herter in at the 2-guard position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Shoots a fadeaway. Misi grabs the board. Misi's got his 5th rebound in this one. New Orleans in the lead. Picked by Misi. Hey, from long range. The rebound by Detroit. Cunningham's got his 4th rebound in this one. Inside. Here's LeVert. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. And the Pistons lead by 1.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
Cunningham against Murray. 3-pointer. The rebound by Detroit. Pass to Holland. Now here's Herter. And here's Cunningham. Defended by Murray. And it's Cunningham missing. New Orleans has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the 4th quarter. Outside for Bay. From behind the arc. He drops it from range. This is the very definition of a back-and-forth contest.
Yes, neither side taking its foot off the gas. I'm expecting a spectacular finish.
Cunningham against Murray. LeVert outside. Here's the three. And it's Queen with a rebound. The Pelicans have gotten just one shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. Here's Spears. And Cunningham pulls it down. Cunningham's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Cunningham's got 29 points.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Murray with it. To the paint. Here's Misi. It's good. And the assist goes to Murray.
This is when your interior D has to be on high alert.
For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. Stewart, screen on Murray. Pass to Stewart, and stolen by Bay. Now Misi. Stewart defends. Now Murray. And there's a pick. LeVert with a rebound. The Pistons trailing. We're in the final quarter play here. 3 minutes in. Here's Cunningham. And he gets it to go. Cunningham's got 4 points this quarter.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
The Pelicans call timeout. Nice game. Great performance by Cade Cunningham.
Well, they failed to break this guy's rhythm. Maybe a break in the action will help.
Harris is checked in for Holland. And the Pelicans also making a change. Williamson's checked in for Misi. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what James Borrego was going over with his team. He told them, this is the passion I want us to play with every night. Now my question is, how are we going to finish? Are we going to be passive, or are we going to take what's ours? Guys, back to you.
And Allie, thanks. Here's Bay. Pass to Murray. Fires the three. Buries it from 3. Murray's got 43 points.
Well, you know, one thing that makes Murray a great player, he can score with or without the ball.
Murray against Cunningham. LeVert outside. Shot clock at 6. And it's good. 2 points.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
They set the pick. Pulls up. Bay, no good.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky.
Harris outside. Stewart, a screen on Williamson. And here's Harris outside. Fires in the triple.
At this stage of his career, Harris is a floor spacer. Asked to knock down 3s.
Outside Murray. With the drive. Good. Murray's got 5 points in the quarter.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game. And that one was easy.
Well, with him, he's dangerous because he's so confident. He wants to deliver in these moments.
Pass to Stewart. Back to Harris. Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call.
Sometimes the action speeds up on you a little too much. The 2 teammates not on the same wavelength there.
So for the Pistons, Jalen Duren, he's checked in for Stewart. Thompson comes in for LeVert. And it's Robinson in for Herter. Trey Murphy, he's checked in for New Orleans. Williamson passes to Queen. And he throws it down with one hand.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
Out to Harris. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham. Cunningham's got 7 assists in the game.
Terrific at cashing in off the catch. Harris wants those passes to come his way.
Queen, pass to Murray. Over Cunningham. And misses it off the right side of the rim. And here's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. It's a 1-point game. And there it is for him.
Good work down low. I mean, I like how confident Thompson is from this area.
Cunningham against Murray. Driving in. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. Murray's got 47 points.
Oh, that's a big bucket. Putting the offense on his shoulders right there.
Oh, got that one up quick. And the Pistons lead by 4.
Always ready to fire. Give Harris a good pass. Tobias will get you an assist.
Now Williamson, down low. And there's Murray. That one's good. And the assist by Williamson. Williamson's got his 7th assist here tonight. Detroit has gotten 3 threes to fall out of 4 attempts here in the 4th. Detroit moving the ball around. It's stolen away. Pass to Murray. Here's Queen. To the middle. Here's Williamson. And all around the rim that time before dropping. And this game is tied up now.
And talk about imposing your will. That's 10 straight points in the paint.
Here's Harris. Covered by Williamson. Harris passes to Cunningham. 5 to shoot. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by New Orleans. Queen's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Here's Murray. Another one goes. Incredible. And that gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
Jordan's checked in for the Pelicans. Jones comes in for Bay.
One shot.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And really strong at the line since the break.
Pistons trail by 3. Pass to Harris. Back to Cunningham. Cunningham is doubled. Harris on the wing. The Pistons need to get one up quick. Can they get it? It's hauled in by New Orleans. Their biggest lead of the game was 9.
Well, he hit a couple of threes in the first half, but none since then.
Outside Murray. Good. He hits again.
And he's nearing the single-game franchise scoring record.
Absolutely on fire. Already a night to remember and approaching some history. To the inside. Harris down low. He's against Williamson. And they call an illegal screen here.
Turns it over there, but that's his first of the contest. He's done a good job of minimizing mistakes on the night.
The Pelicans lead by 5. And they've been producing at a high level.
No question. They're in a nice rhythm offensively.
Murray inside. He's watched by Cunningham. It's cleared away by Thompson.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
Here's Cunningham. Now Duran. Now Harris. Oh, he goes to the glass with that one.
What a huge bucket by Harris, coming up big.
And here's Jordan. Right side Murray. Williamson outside. Beyond the arc. That misses. Pistons trail by 3. Harris outside. Here's Cunningham. Now Duran. Outside Thompson to tie it up. Williamson with a rebound. New Orleans leading by 3. There's a minute 34 left in the 4th. Now here's Jordan. Shoots a 3. The 3 ball is down.
Well, and Murphy takes a good number of threes for a reason, because he knows how effective he can be from the arc.
With the step back, Cunningham fires, and he gets it from 15.
Well, in these big moments, Cunningham really wants the ball.
Here's Murray. A minute 6 left to play in the 4th. Jordan with a screen on Thompson. Jones! Ooh, the 3 doesn't go. Detroit has gone 3 of 7 from the perimeter during the 4th. And they doubled up Cunningham. Here's Duran. Outside Harris. Outside Cunningham. Duran the screen from about 19. And he sinks the jumper.
Well, this is what he does. A proven scorer in the clutch.
Grant, they'd love to milk the clock here.
No question. They're in a great situation right here.
Puts up the tray. Cash from downtown.
Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. 23 seconds left to play in the 4th. Let's hear from our analyst. Give us your take on the strategy being discussed right now.
An uphill battle for them. Everything has to go perfectly.
Well, I'm sure they'll run a play they believe in. If it works, I say try for the steal, and if you don't get it, immediate foul.
Robinson fires, knocks down the trifecta.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time.
And that's an intentional foul.
Fourth personal foul. 13 foul. At the line for the Pelicans, Lynx, Zion, shoot 2 shots.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to go. That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line. And that makes it a 3-point lead. And the timeout called here by J.B. Bickerstaff. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. Turning here to our analyst. What elements become the primary keys at this point?
Tricky situation here. They need some kind of bucket to stay alive.
Yeah, the clock is their enemy and they know it. We'll see if they go for the tie or try and get a quick.
Cunningham against Murray. Oh, he missed the jumper! And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Yeah, and there's no question they have to foul. Now, I'm sure they would have preferred to avoid it.
Team 4. At the line for the Pelicans, Two shots.
He drops the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
All but over now. Those free throws help seal the deal.
Robinson outside. It's good from beyond the arc.
He's been so aggressive on offense, and with the results, you understand why.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
The Pelicans call timeout.
Get it off and stop.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
Fifth personal foul. 15 foul. At the line for the Pelicans, Lynx. Zion. Take a break. Two shots.
That hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the second. And no luck at the stripe this time. Second one won't fall. Oh, missed on the tray. And so it's the Pelicans who come out on top here. And this was an emotional win for them. No doubt about it.
Just a fantastic accomplishment. You love how they just diffuse the energy in this arena.
Let's send it courtside and check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Zion, this is a team with some outstanding young players with complementary skills. How do you see yourself fitting in?
I think I fit in very well. I think I'm a very versatile player. So you can throw me out there with any group, and I'm going to put up, do something to contribute. And I think we're a very unselfish team, so that plays a big part to it.
And any group would be happy to have you. Thanks, Zion.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, I'm Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now let's take a look at our player of the game, DeJounte Murray.